Roodepoort CBD is located on the western edge of the Johannesburg Metropolitan Municipality. In 1884, Fred Struben discovered gold on the farm Wilgespreid at the western end of the gold-bearing Witwatersrand. He called this Confidence Reef, a site declared a national monument in 1985. When George Harrison's find in Johannesburg became known, and with the gold rush taking off, the Struben brothers were joined by many other gold diggers. When gold at the Confidence Reef ran out, the town Roodepoort was born and firmly established. Remnants of mine dumps are still found scattered to the south of the Roodepoort, sterilizing land for development, with the activities only taking place being informal mining undertaken by Zamazamas. Although Roodepoort was once an independent town, it now forms part of the suburban landscape of sprawling Johannesburg, with no discernible line between the city and the original town. The CBD, once the center of Roodepoort town, is now merely functioning as one of the nodes within the polycentric spatial structure of Johannesburg. Although having much lower levels of economic growth compared to many other nodes in the city, the Roodepoort CBD serves the local community through a symbiotic relationship with other commercial nodes and shopping malls within the vicinity. Commercial activities in Roodepoort CBD are structured in a triangle formed by Albertina Sisulu Road, Van Wyk Street, and Burger Station Street. The highest concentration of retail activities is located in a strip on Van Wyk Street towards the eastern side, where it links up with Albertina Sisulu Road. Though there is a mix of formal and informal activities lining the street, informal trader stalls are not overly restricting movement by occupying the complete sidewalk. The large uninterrupted blank facade of the ShopRite Centre is a prominent yet unappealing feature of the streetscape.
Because there's a lot of mixed land uses, so we've got residential, the area is actually very active and vibrant. There's a lot of interactions that are going on within the CBD in itself. So that perspective of safety is still there because there's a lot of people. The urban environment then responding to that, that's where we need to catch up. What I also wanted to highlight, again, the fencing aspect of it. There's a lot of dead fencing and dead spaces that it's created by developments, both new and old, within the space. So as our strategies, we are highlighting that the urban form really needs to open in itself up.
Another hub for retail activities is the area surrounding the train station, a dilapidated heritage building of 1890 when the railway line from Boksburg to Johannesburg was extended to Krugersdorp. With the drastic decrease in processed train ridership over the last few years, the taxi ranks, both formal and informal, now serve as the primary catalyst for activity in the area. The north-south connection through an underpass at the train station is noteworthy, as the tunnel is the key access of pedestrian movement from north towards the core of the CBD. Despite the lack of services such as the provision of lighting by the municipality, the community has established this as a vibrant, clean, and safe space to utilize, at least during the day. The boundaries of the CBD were expanded in 2018 to include the number 5 taxi rank north of the railway line. The 3-story walk-up flats provide an ideal example for a residential building in a transit-oriented development node. With the building being built on the street boundary, the articulated facade facing the streets with access from the front, and windows and balconies overlooking the public space. This establishes an exemplary model for future development. Apart from commercial activities, a relatively large component of uses in the Roodepoort CBD is residential. These are on upper stories of buildings along the 3 main streets in the core. Moving away from the core, single residential housing dominates the area, with some conversions to offices and other commercial uses closer to the core. Joshko's social housing development with 4-story walk-ups south of Van Wyk Street is a valuable contribution to increasing the residential component of the CBD, potentially leading to extending hours of activity in the area. It is unfortunate that the design of these developments was approached as single-use islands, with fencing, monotonous facades, small windows, and no balconies, alienating the development and its residents from the public space. This stands in stark contrast to the design of the older apartment block opposite number 5 taxi rank. Many private educational facilities, such as high schools and creches, as a prominent use are proliferating in the CBD. Properties along Van Wyk Street towards the west are characterized by industrial uses. Institutional uses are located northwest of the active core. Plans to concentrate, and most probably fence off, all government functions in this precinct might potentially lead to another island within the CBD. Similar to most old CBDs, Roodepoort CBD faces problems of urban decay of public spaces and infrastructure brought about by neglect and vandalism. Basic services such as stormwater reticulation are lacking and old infrastructure is unreliable and insufficient. Intensive use of public space by informal traders, taxis, and visitors to the CBD further puts strain on infrastructure and amenities. Apart from the need for sound urban management to address these physical issues, crime is also a concern that needs to be addressed. Neglect and decay of buildings are of specific concern given the rich history and heritage of the area, centered around mining and rail transport. Some heritage buildings with distinct architecture are the old municipal offices, the old station, privately owned buildings on Van Wyk Street, and the old Roodepoort Town School. Given Roodepoort CBD's regional context on the western edge of the mining belt, it is located in an ideal position to establish a link towards Magale City and Krugersdorp in the west and to Soweto in the south. Due to its locality, it has the capacity to become a point of convergence, establishing linkages between disconnected and fragmented areas created by pockets of wasted mining land. Despite Roodepoort being unidentifiable as a town within the homogeneous expanse of Johannesburg's suburban landscape, the CBD still has the potential to emerge as a node with a unique character. Preservation of historically significant buildings is key to capitalizing on the CBD's strong heritage as a basis. Through good urban management and the creation of quality public spaces and amenities, local traders could be supported to sustain their livelihoods in a dignified manner. Through these interventions, the Roodepoort CBD could develop as a distinctive node within a contemporary African context, while retaining its heritage roots.